Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're taking a deep dive into a really powerful and moving narrative. It explores how identity isn't just handed to us, but forged through the lives we live, the traumas we endure, and, well, the surprising ways we find to heal and redefine ourselves. You've brought us a truly compelling story, and our mission today is basically to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight, giving you a shortcut to truly understand the intricate layers of this family saga.
It's fascinating, isn't it, how this narrative uses something so fundamental, like the simple act of naming and the defiance of it as the real catalyst.
Yeah, the catalyst.
Exactly. For this huge generational exploration of control, abuse, and ultimately incredible resilience. It will trace the ripple effects, of pivotal decisions, unexpected events, and observe how these individuals cope, adapt, and, well, seek liberation from their past.
Precisely. And our story opens October 1987. There's this raging storm outside, mirroring the storm inside this mother, Cora. She's having this profound internal struggle over naming her newborn son. And this single choice, it just sets off a chain reaction, revealing these deep layers of control, silent defiance, and the enduring human spirit to break free. So our journey begins with Cora, and she's just consumed by this deep apprehension, facing the task of naming her son.
Right.
The source describes this like restlessness inside her, almost a feeling as if children are whipped up by the wind. She's desperately afraid that naming him Gordon...
After the father.
Yes, that he'll end up like his father, Gordon. It really captures her profound concern about, formalizing who he will become.
What's immediately striking is how completely dismissive Gordon, the father, is of her fears. Just totally shrugs it off. He even makes light of it, comparing their situation to urologist names like Burns, Cox, and Ball, which is wow.
Yeah, it's such a stark demonstration of his insensitivity, an immediate reveal of his controlling nature, just shutting down any real discussion about what she sees as a very real risk.
Absolutely. No space for her concern at all.
But then, right there, in the eye of the storm comes this really surprising twist.
Yes.
Influenced by her young daughter, Maya, Cora makes this quiet but profoundly powerful act of defiance.
Instead of Gordon.
Exactly. She chooses to name her son Bear, who later becomes Julian. This isn't just a different name, is it? It's a silent vow. Independence against Gordon's will. A quiet rebellion.
And the immediate consequences are just brutal.
Yeah.
When Gordon discovers her choice, his reaction is startling violence. Smashing a jug, pushing Cora's face into the lasagna she'd made.
Oh, God.
It's not just anger. It's an act designed to assert absolute dominance. And this moment is described as a naughty realization for Cora.
That phrase.
Where she makes that silent vow. This will be the last time. It's a visceral turning point. The moment she decides to actively start breaking free.
That naughty realization feels almost palpable reading it. And it's clear Gordon's need for control extends far beyond just the name, right?
Oh, definitely.
We see it in his comments about her struggles with breastfeeding, questioning why she'd give up, lecturing her on nutrients and antibodies.
As if her body isn't her own.
Exactly. He even tries to isolate her, telling her there's no need to involve any madwives.
Ugh, madwives.
The source paints this really unsettling picture with Cora's milk parlor analogy, where she feels like an animal in bovine suppliance, totally stripped of her autonomy.
It's chilling. So, with that traumatic genesis, we start to see how these events profoundly shape the children, leading them to forge their own identities, seeking solace in, well, unexpected places. Take Maya, for example.
Yeah, Maya.
She's described as attuned to the undercurrents, aware of the conflict. She develops this freeze response.
A coping mechanism.
Right. And she instinctively protects Julian, acting as a buffer against her father's anger. And her nickname for him, Bees. It's this tender term of endearment.
Like a shield.
It offers him an alternative, loving identity, almost like a shield, yeah.
Absolutely, and that innate need for a safe harbor isn't just internal or about protecting a sibling. It really underscores the critical importance of chosen family.
Oh, definitely.
Crucial. After Gordon, the father's conviction, Cora and the kids find this cocoon of warmth and constant support in Mary and Fern, friends from swimming class.
Swimming friends, right.
It really emphasizes how vital community and external connections are for healing. When the primary family unit is so fractured, it's a lifeline, really.
And what's fascinating is how Julian, or Bear as he was often known, despite the trauma he was born into, he's portrayed as remarkably charming, endearing. He elicits instant fondness from strangers. His very presence offers a glow for those around him, particularly Maya, who would bathe in the warmth of his glow.
A little bit of light.
Exactly. It's not just a character trait. It's a poignant insight into how innate resilience, this unique spirit, can shine through even the darkest beginnings, often serving as a source of light for others navigating their own pain.
But then, in stark contrast, you have Gordon, the son, who struggles profoundly with the burden of carrying his father's name.
Yeah, that's tough.
We see his early attempts to gain his father's approval through manipulation, like embellishing stories about his mother.
Try to get on his good side.
Yeah, and it's heartbreaking when his desire to be known as Luke is just dismissed. It leads his sadness drying up and sparking into anger.
Oof.
His early coping mechanism is also quite telling, self-identifying with Gordon's gin.
Ah, the gin.
It's almost as if he's trying to embody something strong, maybe even harsh, to escape the perceived weakness tied to his given name and his father.
It's clear that each character processes this trauma uniquely, doesn't it? Carving out their own evolving paths to healing and self-discovery. Maya's journey is particularly striking. She initially follows her father into medicine, which, could have been a trap.
Right, following in his footsteps.
But her approach evolves. It becomes this compassionate focus on the whole person, moving beyond just treating symptoms.
And that subtle reclamation of identity.
Yeah. How she writes her name, Maya, with that little flick over the eye. It's small, but significant.
Definitely.
And her pursuit of homeopathy reflects this desire to explore new, maybe safer paths. A clear break from her father's conventional and, in her experience, damaging approach.
And her relationships, they seem absolutely crucial for her, with Kate and later Charlotte, who she calls Meg.
Yes, those connections provide that cherished and whole sense of self. She finds comfort in their companionable distribution of things, like a communal box of tampons.
Simple things.
And in being told, "Oh, you poor darling," while being held, which is somehow enough. These simple, honest acts of intimacy show the profound healing power of genuine, reciprocal relationships.
It's lovely. Cora's path to quiet liberation is equally moving, though. After Gordon's departure, she feels deeply disconnected, viewing herself from above her own life.
That sense of detachment is powerful.
And then the shocking news about her mother, Sylvie's death, which Gordon had deliberately kept from her.
Just underscores his continued control, even in absence. It's so cruel.
It is. Her unexpected turn to Felix, the kind vet, leads to this bond forged in shared loss. It illustrates a powerful truth, that new beginnings and maybe even love are possible, even later in life.
And her re-engagement with gardening.
Yes. It symbolizes her quiet resilience, her reconnection to life, a profound statement as she thinks, how different life is now.
It's a beautiful image.
Yeah.
Julian's journey, though, involves a much longer process of confronting his past.
Yeah, his is different. He develops this intense aversion to England, sees it as the land that failed to keep Julian, Maya, and their mother safe.
Understandable.
His artistic path, making jewelry, provides that crucial outlet for expression, a way to shape beauty from the chaos, maybe.
And his relationship with Orla complex. Challenging. She really pushes him, doesn't she? Beyond his passivity, encouraging him to confront his past head on.
She does. The pivotal moment comes when Julian finally confesses the truth to Orla about his father's abuse and his mother's murder.
That must have been incredibly difficult.
He describes the word murder hanging dirty and contaminating in the air. This confession isn't just sharing a secret. It symbolizes a crucial, almost surgical step in his healing, lifting that stone in his chest he'd carried for a lifetime.
Wow.
Their eventual reconciliation shows significant growth, a desire to build a healthy future, with him realizing, there was never a choice to make, but to face the truth.
That acceptance is huge. Which brings us to a really powerful part of the narrative. How these characters actively work to break cycles.
Yes, shaping new legacies and futures. Gordon, the son, has that powerful confrontation with his own guilt.
The breakdown, yeah. And therapy with his sponsor, Rob.
And that symbolism of the Goya painting Saturn devouring his son in the gallery. It really hits him, reflecting his own toxic relationship with his father, the self-destructive patterns.
A moment of profound recognition.
Absolutely. And from that recognition comes real transformative change.
He has this profound realization of the harm he caused Lily, recognizing that she, remarkably, transformed his darkness into her work as a human rights lawyer.
Incredible, specializing in justice for women and girls.
His decision to leave banking, find purpose in museum work, particularly with children, it signifies this conscious, deliberate effort to break free, to cultivate something positive, even finding joy in planning archaeology jokes for kids.
That's a lovely detail, and Lily's resilience through all of this is just incredible.
Truly. The Paris attacks become this second deeply personal trauma for her.
And she directly challenges Bear, doesn't she? Saying, maybe you could realize this stuff without me having to nearly die.
Oof. Direct. It underscores her immense strength, her unwavering desire for a committed, shared future, children, a stable home life. She's not just asking for commitment, she's demanding it.
Understandably so. Born from her own experience of profound insecurity.
And Bear's commitment to Lily, interestingly symbolized by joining a gym.
Yes. He tells Lily, I knew even then I was going to stay. It signifies his decision to truly settle down, build that future.
It's the little things sometimes.
His joy in fatherhood with Pearl is so evident. She embodies his spirit of independence, finding joy, like foraging for treasure under paving bricks.
Sweet. And Pearl also offers that poignant, almost heartbreaking observation about Maya.
Oh, yeah, that she's quite a serious sort of person because she needs her people to stay for longer.
Wow. Highlights the lasting impact of their shared past, even on the smallest perceptions.
It really does. And finally, Gordon, the father, he faces his reckoning in death. His fragmented memory depicts him choosing to let Cora's hand drop in Embankment Gardens, a chilling symbol of his choice, that destructive path he took.
A single defining moment.
He realizes too late he had one life, and he could have spent it differently. The imagery of alternative, untaken paths, it just highlights the profound, lasting impact of his choices on his family and his own unfulfilled potential.
What's truly powerful here, I think, is how the narrative subtly suggests the unseen, lasting effects of choices, even seemingly small ones.
Like what?
Well, we see it in the children not dancing ballet or taking Irish step dancing, or Lily and that other boy not being ready to part ways at her gate. Little moments showing how early choices and patterns ripple through lives across generations.
Right.
It emphasizes how deeply lives are shaped by both trauma and the conscious decisions to overcome it, forging new, healthier legacies, one choice at a time. So what's truly striking in this deep dive is how names, whether given or chosen, they become these powerful symbols of identity, defiance, even destiny, you could say. We see characters grappling with the literal and metaphorical weight of their names, and how sometimes shedding an old name or reclaiming one can be an act of profound self-liberation.
Here's where it gets really interesting, I think. This story shows us that even in the face of profound trauma, these deeply entrenched generational patterns, there's immense power in forging your own path.
Absolutely.
From Cora's quiet rebellion in naming her son, to Maya's intentional choices in medicine and love, Julian's artistic expression, even Gordon's difficult journey towards self-awareness.
Yeah, even Gordon.
Each character, in their own unique way, chooses to rewrite their story.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, it raises a really important question, doesn't it? How much of who we are is truly determined by our origins, by the names we inherit, and how much is consciously chosen? Through our own acts of defiance and self-discovery, this narrative powerfully illustrates that while our past undeniably shapes us, it doesn't have to define us entirely.
So what does this all mean for you, listening in? As you reflect on this family's journey, maybe consider, what names, whether they're actual names, labels, or inherited expectations, might you be carrying that no longer serve you?
Good question.
And what bold, maybe even defiant step might you take to reclaim your own identity? To write the next chapter of your story? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.